In my hand, I have enough seeds for everyone in this room.
Jesus.
Take one. Take one. Take one. Take one. Right, now as you can see, the church is quite big, and in order for me to get through my piece, I'm not going to be able to go around take one, take one, take one. So what I'm going to do is remember, in my hand, I have enough seeds for everyone. So I'm going to do a motion that is going to put my hand all across the room, and you are all going to need to catch a seed. So if you're going to catch a seed, what do you need to do to be ready to catch a seed? Right. You ready? I don't see everybody's hands out. Ready? Some people in the front want double. Ready? You got your seed? Yeah, you got your seed? Good. Right, so everybody should have a seed. Now, I'm going to ask you. Please, sorry, Greg. Right, so I'm going to ask you to look after it. So I'm a theatre kid. So for this next piece, when I say look after it, look after your seed, it can be however you see it. Yeah? However you see it. And we'll be coming back to it shortly. So, the first scripture I want to share is Matthew 17:20. For context, the scripture is a man, just previously before the actual scripture, is about a man approached Jesus out of the crowd and asked him to heal his sick son who suffered from seizures and throws himself into fire and water. And he said to Jesus, the disciples couldn't help him. The Message Bible reads what Jesus said. Jesus said, "What a generation, no sense of God, no focus to your lives. How many times do I have to go over these things? How much longer do I have to put up with this? Bring the boy here." He ordered the afflicting demon out, and it was out, gone. From that moment on, the boy was well. When the disciples, when Jesus had finished, his disciples took Jesus to one side and asked him discreetly, why couldn't we throw it out? Jesus said, because you are not taking God seriously. The simple truth is that if you had a mere kernel of faith, a poppy seed, and say, you would tell this mountain to move, and it would move, there's nothing you wouldn't be able to tackle. Now, New King James Version says it's a mustard seed, and I'm sure that is what we all know it to be, a mustard seed. I'm a bit of a deep diver. I like to research stuff. As my old manager called me, I'm passionate, and I'll go with that one. So I went exploring a mustard seed and why that metaphor was used. Because did you know that a mustard seed grows into a tree that can be up to 6 to 10 feet tall? Now, I'm not going to isolate anybody, but if you believe you are 6 feet and could just stand up for me, just so that people have a perspective of what 6 foot looks like. We have somebody who stood up at the back and somebody who stood up at the front. But stay standing, stay standing, stay standing. It's 4 feet above that. Yeah? So just keep that in your mind. 10 feet, up to 10 feet. However, it says it's an unusually large for a garden plant. It grows from a seed that is only 1 to 2 millimeters wide. So for contrast, from seed to plant is quite dramatic. Like, you guys can sit down, thank you. Something else I also found said, what is a mustard seed? In the 1st century, the mustard plant was known for how quickly it spread. Once it took root in the garden, it grew fast and wide, crowding out the other plants and taking over the space around it. Farmers didn't plant mustard in neat garden beds because it couldn't be contained. It was wild, persistent, and once it started to grow, it was hard to stop. Guys, how are your seeds doing? How are your seeds doing?
Wild.
Are your seeds still seeds in your hand? Have they got any different shapes and sizes? Are they sprouts? Are they even trees perhaps? Hebrews 11:1 in the NIV reads, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." So, going back to our first scripture and looking at the seed I gave everyone at the beginning, yes, that includes those of you who left your seed on the ground. It's not too late to pick it up. What do we know? Faith is something we cannot see. We know that Jesus uses the metaphor of faith being the size of a mustard seed, and mustard seeds grow into trees up to 6 to 10 feet tall that farmers would have put into garden beds, because once it starts growing, it couldn't be contained. So when Jesus spoke of faith as a mustard seed, his listeners didn't just think tiny. They thought of something alive and expanding.
Come on.
Something that starts small, but soon reshapes everything around it. Faith like that doesn't stay quiet. It grows, it spreads, it transforms the ground it's planted in. And that is the power of all of our seeds.